Hey Cancer, welcome to your February reading. So guys, I have to hold my mic to my mouth so that you can hear me clearly. But to shuffle I need two hands, so please be patient as I shuffle. And then we'll begin your reading. Okay, so you may hear me, but I may be a bit quiet. That one. Interesting. Okay, that was quick. Let's see what we have for you. So, as you may have heard, I was like, oh, interesting. I definitely get this kind of fire in you, Cancer, or passion. This whole top row is all reversed. Actually, most of the reading is other than the last two cards. So, really pay attention. There could be some wisdom here for you. Miss Spiderweb, reconsider your alliances and make new connections. Now, Cancer, I definitely feel like for you, you need to be ripping off band-aids, letting go. Bye. It's kind of what I want your motto to be. I feel like you hold on so much. And I get it. I'm Cancer rising. Letting go of people, especially when there are... pardon me. When there are really sentimental connections. To anything, it's really hard to let go, and I feel that. But it's time. It's time. I feel like I've been saying this to you for quite a while. It's time to let go of things that are not resonating with who you are today. Things that really bring the good stuff that you are holding on to, those memories, those good times, how it made you feel, how that person made you feel once. Realize, is that here now? And the answer is probably no, because I feel that definitely is a case for most of you. And you need to let go, because if you're not going to let go of that, the connections that you have moving forward are always going to be tainted by what you're holding on to. And you're also telling the universe that I liked that. That's exactly what I want in my life. So it's just never really, and it's not. I don't feel like you want to be asking that, but I feel like for quite some time now, that's exactly what the universe. So now every time something happens, you're just like, I feel like owning it. Like, this is just my karma. I just have to have this. This is all I'm entitled to. Now, that way of thinking is not productive. It's not correct. I do feel like you know this in your heart. However, I just get that sense of those kind of back and forths with experiences that you have. And it's time to let go of those old patterns and generational traumas. And it's time for you to make new connections and invite the new in. You are building your monarchy, right? This is what I feel. I don't know why. She's giving me Queen. I know why. Look at her. She's giving me Queen of the Spiders. She builds her webs, and she has built this web so strong from her experiences. When her web gets broken, she has repaired it. She's built on it. And if you look at a spider web, that when it does get broken, you'll come back and it's twice the size. She's building her empire to catch all them flies. She's never going hungry. And this is exactly what I see for you. Like, every time you have an experience, you're able to build and grow. The only thing is, like, if she got in her own way about the broken web that she had and what broke it, and focused on that, the web that she was building would take longer to build. It might not even get done because her focus is not on what's meant to matter, right? Which is ensuring that she is secure, ensuring that what she is building works for what she wants. So I have to think on how that analogy can apply for you and your life, and what is it that you need to let go of? What's holding you back? What mindset is it that you're focused on? And I want to say the last 6 to 10 years, really. This feels like a very long time. 6 years really came up to my mind. That's like a really random thing. So for some of you Cancer, this could be like literally 6 years that perhaps you've been holding on to something that's now really is time to make sure you're shedding in a way that's getting rid of, but shedding that skin, get rid of it. It's gone. And I do feel like you get to this point where you almost do, but you still hold on to something. So keep that in mind. Your next is Wolves of Venice. Now I get, just before I read what this card means, when these first cards came out, I just got this wow kind of feel, like Ooh, interesting. Because it feels like you're ready to be ruthless. That's the energy I want you to be maintaining, getting hold of, grasping. This says you're far, far away from home. Now, we have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable, meaning that when things are not right with us, when things are not resonating with us anymore, life gets uncomfortable. We have tower moments, we have hiccups. Mercury in retrograde hits us harder than when we are flowing with our true essence and with our lives in the way that we want it to be rolling. And life's like that. It's going to have its ups and downs. However, that discomfort is there to show you something needs to change. And the things that keep coming up for you, and specifically because I mentioned Mercury in retrograde and we just had one at the beginning of January, that is a time when certain things will come up. So when we're thinking about those exes, when we contemplate messaging them, or just reconnecting with an old flame, just to keep that little thread attached, that's what you're doing. And that's Mercury showing you. And sometimes you might be like thinking that drive was there. And I totally get it, right? But these little insights are things that you are supposed to be seeing. You're still connected to this person. Do we want that? Is that working for us? Is that holding me back? That being far, far away from home gives you a better perspective of your life and where you need to go to find home. Also, I read this card as literally, like for myself, when this card comes through for me, on my first take of Taurus, I started recording on one day and it was just not happening. So many interruptions. So I scrapped that whole day. But this card came up and I feel in the same way. It's kind of like a card of sometimes always searching for something that feels like home. Now for you guys, I feel that this essence, it feels as though like searching for something that is secure, something that is grounding, something solid and long lasting. I feel this like to the core of being something that you crave and desire. However, it's like always out your reach. It's that kind of longing for home, for a place that never truly feels like home. And I can really relate to that. When I went through my major spiritual awakening, the one that really got me onto my spiritual path, towards my purpose, doing my readings, all that kind of thing. It made me realize that I never felt like home anywhere. And then I realized in that moment, like home is where I am, where I feel more contently in myself, where I feel like I belong. That is when I feel at home. It's not the place. It's not a house. It's not a person outside of myself. It's when I feel contentment and when I am like flowing with what feels right for myself. So keep that in mind when doing your own spiritual growth, that is something to realize, that home is where the heart is, and the heart is within your body. It is connected to your soul. It is you in your essence. What's up, little bug? What's wrong? Do you want to play? What do you want to play? Sorry guys, I've got the kids at home. Alright, when Mummy's finished this video, Mummy will have a look what you can play, okay? Yeah? The next card is Elizabeth and the Lion. It's time to become a great leader. And I definitely feel this within you, Cancer. It's kind of like your natural ability. I mean, we all have this within us, but I feel like for you in your life that you actually naturally gravitate towards making the right choices and being really kind of intuitively guided. And that helps you in life to lead a certain way. And this is sort of saying, let's harness that. Now, I always see this card as kind of like the strength card within it. The lion being on the strength card and most tarot decks. And to me, this is realizing that things that are our vulnerabilities that we see as weaknesses are in fact our strength, and using those strengths in order to, flow towards our goals, our aspirations. This to me is sort of saying all of this that I just said in the previous cards is our superpower. This is going to help us by being ruthless again and letting go, because I feel like you already are always intuitively knowing that this is something you need to do. It's just I feel like there's always that, like it's like getting almost there and then staying in the moment. I hope this resonates with you and you're understanding what I mean, because it's like you almost make it, but there's this something that holds you back. Now I feel like the actual thing that's holding you back is the fact that you second guess yourself, whether it be second guessing on whether it's the right thing to do, or second guessing like, do I actually want to fully let go? It's like doing a cord cutting, but like going to do the cord cutting and then being like, oh, but I don't want to sever ties because of this. Whether it be like, it's the father of your child, I don't want to sever them ties because, it's the father of my child and we've got that connection. No. Like, they're always going to be connected to your child, and always you will always, yes, have that kind of connection, but that cord cutting needs to be done for your own life. Let me have a look. No, it's not. It's not. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, Jesus. He's got a little black dot. He thinks there's an ant in his drink, but it's just a little black dot. There we go. It's gone now. Now, can we take that out of my bedroom, please? We don't have drinks in Mummy's room. Thank you. I lost track of what I'm saying, so I hope that makes sense with you. But yeah, I feel like something is holding you back, and you need to realize that you need to take that step, and be strong. Be strong. Now, our next card is Kitsune. I will show you who to trust. Now, February is ruled by Venus. It is the time of Valentine's. So it's bound to come up that there's love and relationships within this reading. And this card literally signifies that really, pardon me, sorry, I keep burping. Weird. And I feel like this is saying that if you are getting into a relationship or in a relationship, that the person is loyal and kind of like a great companion that will help you through or understand things. It's weird because I never said that when I read this before, but that's what came through. But this card also says, look, we always show you who to trust and who not to trust. And I feel like you know that. The rest is on you. Rudies, too noisy. Don't push. Okay, just not too noisy, please. And I feel like you are in the know of this and trusting in this, but I feel like, again, you have to apply that when releasing and letting go of. It's like we've shown you can't trust that person or you can trust that person, but the rest is on you. And I think that really you need to realize that, again, you are the leader of your life and you cannot allow the universe you allow yourself just to allow the universe just to take it away from you and be done with it if it's not meant for you. You do need to actually be the leader. You have free will for a reason. Let's use that superpower. Let's make sure that your life is on track and your story is your story to tell and not somebody else's story that you're living. Interesting. The next card, I cannot read it, but I'm not going to even attempt it to say the name. Quizzicost. Oh, I am already attempting it. Anyway, and the Priestess of Time. The time has come and the time to act is now. Now, this is a very powerful card to have. It's sort of saying, take action now, let's do this, let's rip it off. And this is exactly the energy I was feeling as soon as I pulled over those cards. That's what I was telling you. I just feel like this is a very powerful time for you, Cancer, to really rip off band-aids, cut those ties, let go, release. You're shedding a skin, and it's kind of like that Quetzalcoatl? No, it's not how you say it. Someone tell me how to freaking say that. I need to read the guidebook because I'm terrible at names. And even if I did know it, I know I forget it. I am terrible at names. Sorry, guys. Anyway, this reminds me of kind of a snake shedding its skin whenever I get this card anyway, because I feel as though it is acting upon what we know and the wisdom that's been brought through us. Again, through our divine channels. Cancer, you are a very connected sign, so you are always, whenever I do readings for Cancers, I'm basically telling them what they already know. And it's just like that conversation's there to remind you. You're here for me to remind you what needs to be done. Now, take action. Do. It is a time for you specifically, and actually I think I've been saying to people, like, this is time for you to go within. You need to go without, Cancer, and I'm loving that. I like it when we have these go, go, go cards, readings, and you are definitely the sign for it this month. I think you guys came up in a Sagittarius reading, so in terms of if you are attracting love, Sagittarians might be a really good match with you. I'm just getting that Sagittarian vibe. Or it could just be a friend or a loved one, children, something to do with Sagittarian. I feel like they're by your side and supporting you through this. But again, embracing your ancient wisdom that's with you, your ancestors. I just get all of this divine with this card, divinity. It gives me ancestral power, it gives me Egyptian, it gives me Aztec, and it gives me Oriental. All of those supportive spiritual energies with you during this time, pushing you to act now. And let's get going. It really is a force. Your next card is Dragon Linn. Oh, careful. Dragon Linn Garden. A new world is born. This is a new space for you, and I feel like you really are building up to something new, and it does feel as though... Right, just hang on. Please. I'm nearly done. This is going to be the last video I record today, I think. I was really on a momentum as well. But the big kids start getting bored of playing, and then he gets left out, bless him. Anyway, you really are coming into this new space where, again, this is the planetary alignments as well. All of our astrology is really boosting us to come into a new space that's authentic to us, that's going to get us into this place of fulfillment. And I feel like you are one of the first signs actioning this year, of really coming into this new space where you're able to build exactly what it is that you want, which means things could be coming to an ending. This could be relationships ending. This could be, moving on to a new career. I just feel new is being magnetized with you releasing. So make sure you are releasing, because with that letting go and saying goodbye and closing doors, new ones are opening with this, I feel. And I definitely feel like the stars of your past are behind you now, meaning that all the good stuff that happened to you in the past, they're sparkling behind you, but you're realizing that they are behind you now, and you need to be focusing in front of you, which means that there's whole new wishes and dreams and all the good stuff straight ahead of you, providing you are releasing and letting go of what's behind. So keep that in mind, Cancer. The unending sadness of looking back, endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying past, and negative nostalgia. Now this is a negative pattern that I see for you, Cancer. Whenever I'm doing readings, this is a reoccurring theme. I do feel like this is typical Cancer energy of, again, that sentimentality of holding on and looking back, and you always see the good things in your experiences. So the good times, I feel as though, for example, a Cancer that's gone through maybe a traumatic relationship or even a breakup where it may be toxic and that person is toxic, you will still focus on the good things that came from that. And again, that is part of the trauma anyway that a lot of people being through abusive things go through. And that's great. It's a good thing that the good things came from that. But you do have to remember the bad. The negative nostalgia is the opposite. It's holding on to and remembering the bad. So if you feel that you're actually on the other side and you're kind of in this victim mindset, this card to me is reminding you exactly what you need to shed and let go of. I do feel like you do need to witness this for yourself. And as I'm saying that, I am picturing like a full moon ceremony, which is what I recommend to people that have to, that need to release, is to literally do a ceremony for yourself. And I do believe that it should be done on your own when you go for this level of healing, is literally sitting down, writing all good and bad things, but things that you need to say goodbye to, and then literally burning it. I'm going through a separation that's going to lead to divorce, and this has been going on for a year now. But I have a box which I have full of things that I am going to burn when I get divorced. It's like a ritual thing that I have in mind that I'm going to do. I feel like everybody should do this, and it's something that's timeless. It's been done. Look at all the movies from the 90s. Yeah, I'm old, but if you look at all the movies from 90s, 80s, when teenagers go through their breakups and they burn their pictures of their exes and cut them out, that's a ritual, and it's something that works because it's you actively saying goodbye. It's grieving process when we leave. It's a grieving process. Sometimes it's literally ourselves that we're grieving, a past self. When we've been through life, the person we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 years ago, is very different to the person we see today. that's a positive thing, because that means you've had growth and you've evolved. I need you to see that good thing, but understand that it also brings sadness and grief, and that is okay. A crystal that can help you through this is onyx. I have onyx and I often wear it on my ring finger because it is great for divorces. It's great for grievance. Now, grievance again can be grievance and loss of self and self-discovery, as well as literally protecting your energy from the negative energy of others. So as I mentioned, with abusive and toxic relationships, whether they are relationships or relationships with family, friends, etc., any work employees, anything, it is a crystal that will help you for those that work with crystal energy. But this card is to me saying this is something that you may need to do, but it is the right thing to do during this time. Next we have Wolf Moon. I will watch over you. You are protected during this, and you have, again, we have this companion. So if you have a loved one, I feel as though you are attracting support, and I feel like your partners, if you're in relationships, really are loyal and people that you can lean on. So trust in that. And again, I will show you who to trust is what you're being told, and I will watch over you. So you are supported by your loved ones that are no longer here, as well as your guides and your elementals and other guides that are with you. I get kind of an imprint of someone who's left a mark on you. I can see that somebody's been through a level of abuse or had some kind of toxic attachment, so definitely let go. And the fact that it's Wolf Moon as well, so full moon energy, you need to be releasing and definitely working with the full moon energy of letting go. But yeah, you're divinely guided through this and you are protected, so trust in the process. And I wish you all the best, Cancer. So I hope that resonates with you. Please subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with any future updates. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here.